Why do any of these other people who you constantly scream about?
I didn't say she did have to.
I'm talking about clear shipment. I'm talking about everybody else as you've complained about for the past month.
These
saying unsourced stories, according to you.
I'm saying we don't want this information leaked out of the independent counsel's office because it's criminal behavior.
Who are your sources?
Well, they're not that.
We can get you.
You can't get anything.
Absolutely.
It's 13 after the hour.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
Tell your mama, tell your pa, gonna say you might not do so, no. Mama, you don't do right. Imus in the morning.
How would you like to be able to read the morning newspaper in 10 minutes? Or polish off a novel on your lunch break? Or read all about your new computer in one evening? Think about that, because when you...
February 11th edition of the New York Observer, one of the leading liberal news organs in the country.
Yeah.
And a fine newspaper written by soon-to-be Pulitzer Prize-winning recipient Peter M. Stevenson, critiquing the Imus in the Morning radio program as a TV show.
Yeah.
Because it is simulcast on MSNBC. And Mr. Stevenson writes, the best morning show on TV isn't a TV show, but rather a radio show that only incidentally appears on television. We're speaking, of course, of the yada, yada. He suggests that our program is a blend of political satire, interviews, and news heard over the radio by 10 million or so Americans. Well, it's about 15 million, that's first of all.
One thing wrong?
Yeah, that's the first thing wrong.
One fact wrong.
But the MSNBC version is watched by just 56,000 households. That's not true.
Two facts wrong.
Idiot.
So it's at least 4 times that. All
right.
While the show works beautifully on radio, on TV, it's a shaky, dark, existential 3 hours. No chipper smiles from Matt Lauer or Katie Couric. No cheery fat weatherman. No saccharine interviews with pretty movie stars.
Get out.
No sober assessments of national disasters. Instead, you get to spend your first waking hours, the show's on from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m., with a cynical, chicken-boned, craggy-faced wreck of a man who announces with some regularity that he hates the fact that he's on television. I don't think I hate the fact that we're on television. I say I hate MSNBC.
Right.
Seated across from Mr. Imus is his sidekick, Charles McCord, who, among other things, looks like he probably offers to carry old ladies' grocery bags at the local A&P.
Thank you.
Little do they know.
Oh, yeah, that's sure he does. Charles,
I don't think so.
It runs his Jeep with them.
Visible in the wings is Mr. Imus's producer, Bernard McGurk, a quick-witted doofus.
It's a little rough.
The guests, now here's the part that's unbelievable. The guests are often respected politicians, such as John Kerry, writers like Doris Kearns Goodwin, media pundits like Dan Rather, Tim Russert. Indeed, ever since the 1992 presidential election, Mr. Imus's stature as a power broker and occasional political pariah has risen enormously, making reference to the pariah part to the speech from hell. The best guest, however, is Mr. Imus's brother, Fred Imus.
Oh, my God. Who is this guy writing this?
Can he get anything right?
Can you believe that, Fred?
I just got up. I don't know what's happening.
Doesn't matter. No difference than the other day. What the hell's the difference?
Just say yes or no.
Just say
it doesn't
what?
make any...
What? Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah.
Fred's great.
I'm reading a critique of this program in the New York Observer.
Of your program?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the best morning show on TV.
Yeah.
But it isn't a TV show. It's a radio show. So that's the essence of this.
Well, if it's on TV, it's a TV show.
And he points out...
What the hell? That don't make no damn sense to me.
He points out that the best guest we have, and he talks about people like Doris Kearns Goodwin, and Rather, Russert, Carey, all the others. The best guest is you. A country hick version of Mr. Imus. That's how he describes you.
Well,
That's why he's writing for the Observer.
I don't know.
He's got nothing to worry about. Mr. Imus, his handsome rock and roll face now dry as parchment. His body hidden beneath layers of turtlenecks and Western shirts. Never looks into the camera. Never offers the viewer an emphatic channel. He sits in his own psychic igloo, almost shivering, as if it's about 20 degrees below zero in there, which it is.
Yeah.
As if he's using all his energy just to keep it together for one more show. Man, you don't know how true that is, baby.
You know, the reason it's good,
He describes me
you're breaking up a little bit.
as a chicken bone, craggy-faced wreck of a man.
Well, I don't think that's quite true.
Well, I do.
But
Considered.
Anyway.
The man part's wrong.
Yeah, he likes the show, he likes me, and he likes you. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing.
And I like him.
You know, he does make a good observation, though.
Of course.
I mean, the other stuff is subjective. But he writes...
You okay?
He writes that...
I thought we'd lost him.
Too bad.
But make no mistake, despite the wet-lipped sarcasm and searing attacks on Bill Clinton and others, Don Imus, morning television's underground man, is not bitter. Man, I'm not bitter, am I?
No.
I'm not a bitter person. I am cynical, but I'm not bitter. Big difference. Big difference.
See, the reason it's the best show, I'll tell you why one of the reasons it's the best show is because you're the one that made Greenfield. Like Jeff Greenfield, I mean, when he was on ABC and doing his little 2-minute things on Nightline, I mean, nobody ever watched him, and very few people ever heard of him, and still you still.
I mean, the last thing I need is my own brother sucking up to me.
Stop. It wasn't sucking up to you. He was explaining what had happened as a byproduct of appearing on your program is all for Mr. Greenfield, and you blew him up and he was making a valid observation. He wasn't sucking up.
Fred?
God. Fred, I'm sorry.
No, I'll tell you why
You sound like just an old queen, an old butt boy.
No, I'm telling you, you see, Greenfield's the best.
Oh, well, Greenfield's nothing.
But he's the best. But he is the best when he's on radio, because when he says something, he has a lot to say, and you don't want to be distracted by television. And that's why he's a big star now, is because he appears on the radio.
Well,
and you can hear what he,
that's weak. That's just weak.
No,
that's
not
weak.
weak.
You just sound like the most pathetic I-man toady. Greenfield's great on television. What are you talking about?
Thing, for God's sake.
What?
He's better on radio.
No, he's
You're
not.
missing his whole point.
Because what he has to say, I mean, hello?
I'm here, you idiot.
How about goodbye?
How about
Here's what
goodbye? Instead of hello, how about goodbye?
Just a second. Greenfield's the best at taking a situation and taking it apart and putting it back together so you can understand it.
Fine.
And then,
That's
but you're not. When he does that on the radio, you're not distracted by anything.
That's great.
That's just what he says.
That's just great. Thank you.
Well, isn't that a good observation?
I guess.
Well, of course it is.
No, it's not. It's a loser observation.
Well, you're all wrong.
It's a loser observation.
You're all wrong.
What's the matter?
Losing Chuck.
I got choked.
Got a little frog in his throat there, Chuck? Oh, Chuck got a little frog in his throat, Fred.
Yeah.
Good one, Fred.
I think I swallowed wrong.
Yeah. Here's our best guest, my brother, Fred. Yeah.
What
you said. Hey, don't you... But one thing I don't want you to do when your book comes out, this hideous book of yours, you're not going to go around and claim you wrote it, are you? Huh?
Hello? What?
You mean on that IBM IBM electric typewriter you gave me about 25 years ago?
Mike Lupica wrote my brother's book for him. Well, he interviewed Fred.
Well, Lupica put the periods and commas
That's
in.
right.
Well,
the pithy observations were already there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I read it. I can see Lupica all over this book.
I mean, when I'm on Brian Lamb, when Brian Lamb's interviewing me about the book,
Yeah.
well, I'll probably have to claim I wrote it.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't write it. Lupica
I'm
wrote
not going to claim it. I'm not claiming anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to have to write it. I had to live it.
in order that Mike could report it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it would be unfair to ask me to write it.
So you're suggesting that all Lupica did was write down what you said?
Well, he added a few things.
Yes, yes, he did, Fred.
And you've probably taken them out.
Yeah. We'll go back to bed.
All right.
I love you.
I love you.
27 after the hour here on the Imus Morning Program.
Another great appearance.
Yeah, that was our best guest, Fred Imus.
That was it.
And now Fred's got a book, not coming out, not self-published, from Doubleday. The Fred book, written by Fred Imus with Mike Lupica. Well, that should be reversed. Written by Mike Lupica with Fred Imus.
Suffering through Fred Imus.
Well, Lupica did. Lupica interviewed him.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, Lupica would have taken Fred's comments this morning, for example, and made a little one-paragraph essay out of it.
Right.
And it would have made it, but it wouldn't have been an exact transcription of what Fred just said.
Yeah. But the essence would have been there.
I don't know whether it would have or not.
Not?
I think Mr. Lupica might have put in the essence.
Uh-oh.
And a punchline.
Might have given it an essence.
Here's Lee from Seattle, Oregon on line 4. Good morning, Lee.
Actually, Seattle's in Washington. I'm a little bit north of Oregon.
Why do you write on my screen here?
I did screw up.
Seattle, Washington. I'm sorry, Lee. I just read what I wrote. You would think I would know better, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would kind of hope so, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, how come you never mention the Sonics in your sportscast?
Because I hate George Karl. I hate Karl Malone.
Hate the NBA.
I hate
the NBA.
the
Karl
NBA.
Malone.
Doesn't he play for you guys? No, it's Utah Jazz, right?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Gary Payton plays for us.
Oh, I like him.
But, I mean, we got the best record around, and you guys, well, of course, Houston beat us, but other than that, you guys, are never talking about it.
We don't care about it.
You don't care?
No, just because we're on in Seattle doesn't mean we're going to suck up to your local team. We don't care about it. We don't care about.
You
we
lost
don't
to
care.
Houston.
You lost to Houston. We don't
Come
care if
on.
the team disbands. We just don't care. Let me ask one of the leading sports writers in America if I should be talking about the. I'll tell you what, Lee.
All right.
Will you take the word of Lupica, yes or no, if I should be talking about the Seattle Supersonics?
Absolutely. He's a god.
Okay, Lupica?
No one cares.
There you go, Lee.
Okay, what can I say?
Hang up, Lee. Good morning, Mr. Lupica.
Did I just hear you interviewing that comedy genius, Fred Imus?
Oh, yeah.
Don, it has been an honor over these last arduous months.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get off the phone and I say, okay, Mencken 1, the people at the Algonquin Round Table 2, Fred Imus 3. And I can't you see the Brian Lamb interview, Don?
Yeah.
Fred, leaning forward, interested. Fred, how do you write? And Fred says, well, my brother gave me a IBM Selectric about 25 years ago. Then I'd send it on to Mark or Mike or whoever that guy was.
A little Jew in New York.
Yeah, somebody, and say, Mike, I've wrestled with this all night. Should that have been a semicolon or a dash?
Christopher Guest as B.B. King.
Oh, you know my baby left me. We been cohabitating quite a while. I developed a strong emotional attachment. We been cohabitating quite a while. But her affections have been alienated, and so she changed her domicile. Every day I feel depressed. I'm experiencing psychological reaction to environmental stress. Oh yeah.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Gentlemen, it's time.
I thought I'd ever hear myself say this, but I'm almost relieved the president was getting his ball valve drained. Why, with all the pressure he's been under lately with Saddam Hussein, he probably needs the release. Because I don't exactly think Hillary's been doing her marital duty to help diplomatic relations in the bedroom. But I'll tell you how burnt out I am on this presidency in crisis on the TV. I actually stooped to watching the Olympics. Now, I know that out of respect for the spirit of peaceful international competition, military actions are usually frowned upon during the games. But I don't think I can wait for the closing ceremonies before we start bombing the crap out of Iraq. In fact, after finding it impossible to stomach even 10 minutes of the tedious coverage, I'd like to suggest that maybe we get the ball rolling by making Nagano ground zero. Because aside from that hot little Russian ice dancer who looks like Madonna, and the fact that downhill skier Tommy Moe's name seems more appropriate for a member of the men's figure skating team, there ain't nothing going on. It lacks the drama and excitement we had the last time the Winter Games were held, when women's figure skating became a contact sport. Yep, what this Olympiad needs is some hitter chick like Tanya Harding to spice things up a bit. Get Michelle Kwan to loosen the screws on that perky little Tara Lipinski's blades, forcing her to take a header out of a triple toe loop and crack her melon on the ice like a walnut. In fact, on the whole, I'm looking for some Sonny Bono type agony of defeat moments. I want to see Kennedy, that MTV hair bag covering the snowboarding event, doing a Kennedy into a tree. We need some French guy flying off the luge at about 100 miles an hour. I want Jim Nance to be the tragic fatal victim of friendly fire initiated by some Claudine Longet mishap over at the biathlon. Hell, let's send the president over there so he can bring his unique perspective to the coverage of the women's hockey team. How long do you think it'll be till he's in the locker room with Cami Granato and Trisha Dunn giving new meaning to the term hat trick?
Hank Hill here on the Imus in the Morning program. It is, hey, man, let me tell you who was on early to that. Me and Rob on early to Hank Hill.
Oh, I know.
Well, way early.
After a couple of episodes.
Cool. Way early, after almost the first episode.
Yeah. You are cool.
Hank Hill on Fox. Same guy did Beavis and Butthead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Mike Judge.
Right.
Yeah, that's a funny guy, man. I'll tell you who else is funny. I was talking about somebody else the other day. It's Colin Quinn.
Yep. No question.
If you haven't seen, I mean, I don't have any interest in Saturday Night Live, but at all. But if you haven't seen it, I saw it this last Saturday night. It was a scream.
It'll surprise you if you haven't seen it.
It's a scream.
Yeah.
And it's Will Ferrell. I mean, I've never paid any attention to him.
It's a funny man.
That's a funny guy, isn't he? God, I mean, he's fabulous. There's a big, tall guy, just a tedious cheerleader thing, which is not funny.
I know,
but man, he does other stuff that's just... I mean, he did a thing during the news with Colin Quinn. I mean, I'm telling you.
Laugh out loud.
Crying time.
Crying time.
And I liked, and I was a big fan of Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not think they should have got rid of Norm.
Yeah, this is no knock on Norm.
Absolutely not.
I like that alliteration. No,
but I'm telling you, Colin Quinn is a scream.
Yep.
Jesus, he was funny on MTV.
Getting it done.
Funny guy. Another guy I like is Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah.
I finally pronounced his name right?
You got it now.
Finally.
Yeah.
Close enough.
He's funny.
It's been a Wayans.
He was the guy who put up the picture of Linda Tripp and Howard Stern,
Yeah.
Separated at birth. I mean, they look almost like twins.
Oh, dead on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's old Carol from Patchogue. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. Why don't you just shut up and admit that we have a common criminal in the White House?
Why don't you eat me, lady?
Hey, you can't. Hey, that's somebody's mother. That's worse than.
Hey! What?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know why I said that.
Jackal.
He's nothing more than a pedophile and a common criminal.
Well, did you just say to this lady when she's talking about an issue that you know you shouldn't say?
I'm blushing, Imus.
She insulted me.
She said, "Shut up."
You insulted me.
Well, I apologize.
Come on.
Not accepted.
I apologize.
Man, that's awful.
That was bad.
That is awful.
Well, I said I'm sorry.
Hey, Imus.
Yeah.
Why does Clinton wear underwear?
Keep his ankles warm.
Shut up.
You're an idiot.
Eat me.
And the president is expected to have to answer very difficult questions about alleged affairs, and perhaps even, according to some of the papers this morning, that they may be able to get into the distinguishing characteristic area.
Fine. The whole thing is just so embarrassing and disgraceful.
These men have got to learn.
These men have got to learn.
The days of Bill Clinton and Bob Packwood are over.
Thank you, Bernard.
It's a new order in this country.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Talking with Bob Schieffer from Face the Nation. Who's on Face the Nation this Sunday, by the way?
The story that I'm excited about this week is this John Glenn thing.
Senator Glenn will be 77 years old, and he will be in orbit. And I was watching John Gibson on MSNBC last night, and a guy called in or emailed in, and he said he has this image of Senator Glenn at 77 orbiting the Earth at 10 miles an hour with his left turn blinker on.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Want specialty? Want an experience in shopping like no other? Well, then McFadden's Market is the place for you. McFadden's Market in Lewis Village is a unique European Old World market for those with an upscale palate. T, Melissa, Caroline, and their staff of expert chefs and bakers are there each day to serve you breakfast and lunch in their cafe. Choose from homemade salads, specialty sandwiches, or try a ready-to-go gourmet dinner like their veggie quesadillas or lasagna. And McFadden's is the only place in the Carolinas to offer fresh New Zealand lamb. McFadden's Market specializes in the exotic, from specialty groceries to unique cookware. Need to send someone something special? McFadden's can put together a wonderful customized gift basket with fresh baked breads, fruits, wine, or any of their gourmet products. It makes the perfect Valentine's Day gift for anyone. McFadden's Market, located in Lewis Plaza on Augusta Road in Greenville, or call 271-1111 and ask about the special of the day. That's 271-1111.
Buying a house is like playing with a yo-yo.
In the morning, 2020 Sports, with another man who's been thrown out of our nation's capital on his ass, Warner Wolf.
Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man. Thank you. In the Olympics, 2 gold for the United States. Peekaboo Street wins the Super G, and John Mosley wins the men's freestyle mogul.
All right, timeout.
Yeah.
Could you tell that was recorded and wasn't me saying good morning live?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah. Yes, I could.
Do you not like the recorded one?
No, I can react to it, but I told you. Oh. You're the intro man. You're the best. Well, you get me up. That's it.
So here's the deal with Warner. Warner does sports on Channel 2, which is a big deal here in New York City.
It certainly is.
And he got on last night at 12:20 to do sports.
Yep.
And he got to bed about 1 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
Got up at 4:30 to come over here.
Yep.
Well, this is fun.
Because Warner is loyal.
He is the man.
He is the man.
This is it.
But we should not be given the. I was listening to Fruit Loops yesterday. Where's Francesa, by the way?
He can't get out of his house. He's too fat.
Had to knock a wall down to get him out on a forklift.
They get a demolition team.
Yeah.
No, he's not feeling well.
Oh, is he all right, Tom?
Yeah, he's all right.
Okay. The radio station here in New York, the sports station, WFAN, they give all of the Olympic results.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, and it's sponsored by CBS TV's Olympic coverage.
Right.
So the sports updates on the station are sponsored by CBS's Olympic coverage. So they do just as Warner's doing to give all the results, which I don't have any problem with. And then you hear the CBS television commercial asking that you watch tonight to see the events that you already know the result of.
That they just told you the result
just told you about. Now, I'm not suggesting that the station not report the results. I think they have to. Because I think if you don't report the results, it makes you look stupid.
Right.
I mean, back in the days when, maybe if you're a CBS TV station or an O&O or something, Maybe you don't.
You might make a case.
You
for
could make a case because we are interested. Well, we're interested in making money for the stockholders. We're not interested in whether somebody thinks we have some any kind of journalistic integrity
from the point of view of a CBS stockholder.
Yes, that's what.
Oh.
How else are you going to look at it?
I thought you were just talking journalistically.
No! What are you, nuts?
Yeah, I must be.
We don't care about journalistically.
I thought you were
crazy?
I thought we were talking about the point of view of the people listening.
No, the hell with them.
I thought you were looking at
Silly
principle
me.
here.
Principle?
Yeah.
No! We're not looking at principle. We're not looking at any kind of journalistic integrity.
Some kind of
and we don't care about the people watching our television station.
Journalistic ethic.
No!
No?
Stockholders, baby.
Oh.
Stockholders.
And that's why he's got an 80% approval rating.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
We want that CBS stock up around $50.
That's it.
So.
Oh, then Warner, don't report the scores.
Anyway, no, Warner can do what he wants to do. He doesn't need me to tell him that. He does what he wants to anyway.
Sure.
I'm just pointing out,
I'll just go get some coffee.
Don't you get it?
Anyway, go ahead, Warner. Go ahead and ruin tonight's Olympic coverage for us.
And our money.
Standing on principle.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
The other scores.
There you go.
No, I don't mind.
However,
I don't mind at all. I think you got to do it. You got to report it.
That's right. It's not like the old days.
Even if you're a television, even if you're an O&O, even if you're an owned and operated CBS television station,
right?
You got to report the results.
Yes. You look bad if you
it makes you look.
So you don't know what's
like
going on.
No, like you don't know what's happening.
See what Rather did?
Makes you look like a shill. What'd Rather do?
He forewarned the people. He said, "Now, if you want to watch," he said, "I'm going to report him, but just turn the sound down for just a second." And then he reported him.
That's lame.
That's
that's what you said earlier.
That's lame.
New policy.
That's lame.
He forewarned us.
Change your rule.
No, that's hard news.
Change the rule.
That's hard news. That's baby news.
That's not baby news.
That's baby news.
We won
That's
gold.
stockholder
That's
news.
panty wearing
We
news.
won gold.
That's panty wearing baby news.
We want to get the stock up, baby.
No,
That's
you have got
journalistic
to
principle.
either report them or don't report them.
Turn the sound down.
Turn the sound down. What is that?
Turn away from
Oh, by the way, we got a war in Iraq, and some of it may offend some of you because we just bombed a bunch of babies in a pablum factory. So maybe you want to turn your sound down. What are you, nuts?
With his audience, it'd be clap the sound down.
Oh, man.
Don't you be dissing Rather here.
I'm going to get coffee.
We don't have a lot of time, Warner, because we've taken up your time.
That's right.
Anyway, Warner, continue.
That's it.
Come on, Hoss.
Canadian snowboarder Ross Rebelliati, who won the gold medal, tested positive for marijuana, lost his medal. Good stuff, dude. The Canadian Olympic Committee has appealed. Want to go for a ride on my skateboard?
Shut up, Warner.
Now, he said he realized that snowboarding had finally made it when he saw drug testers at the event. That's true. Now, one Olympic Committee member said, how else are we going to get these guys to go downhill 400 miles an hour if they're not stoned? I mean, who else is going to do it?
Yeah, good point.
Cool.
Rebelliati also said that he did smoke marijuana but didn't inhale.
I got it.
Right?
Well, it works.
Write it down.
Stop the press. Wait a minute. Time out. The Denver Nuggets won a ball game last night. They're now 5-42. Change the rule.
We're running very
You
short
can't win 6 games by George Washington's birthday, right? That's it.
We're very short.
The Nets beat Dallas.
We're very short.
Okay. Mets beat Dallas. They've lost 21 straight on the road.
That's great.
Stay home.
That's good.
And finally,
Well, thank God.
who needs Juwan Howard and Chris Webber?
Nobody.
Who needs them?
Nobody.
The Wizard without both of them. Beat the Warriors last night, 99-87.
Beat the Wiz.
Tracy Murray had 50. Rod Strickland, 21 points, 20 assists, 12 rebounds, and no arrests.
We just don't have time.
I'm Mr. The Morning Sports. This is Warner Wolf.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Lorraine Harding Real Estate of Seneca offers a wonderful opportunity in commercial real estate. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
Not many, I'll bet.
Oh, I'll bet there's not any of them, hardly.
Anyway, here's Ken from Boston. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Iman. How are you today?
I'm fine. Ken called on the I line, 1-800-370-IMUS.
And it was a pleasure to do so.
Yeah.
talking to Barney is really nice.
What do you want?
Hey, a couple of comparison points. It's been interesting this morning driving into work to think about how you and Bill Clinton have such parallel careers, personalities, the way you approach life. It's amazing.
Well, I don't approach life in terms of my relationship with my wife the way he does with his.
Yeah, but you two are the most powerful men in the world. You're eloquent to the point where you turn millions of people's opinions around with a turn of a phrase. And then there's Fred and Roger. The other one is you early on in your career put a lip lock on a transvestite and said you didn't enjoy it.
Right.
And Bill put a lip lock on a marijuana cigarette and said he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's Al Gore and there's Charles McCord.
Don't you dare compare Charles. Don't you dare compare my friend Charles McCord to Al Gore.
Okay.
I'll drive up to the Boston and whip you.
Yeah, well, then there's a flip-flop. The IHOP guy doesn't flip-flop on issues as often as you do. There's just amazing parallels.
So obviously.
Hey, let me give you another one.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in software.
You are?
I schlep software, right.
Send us free stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you an enterprise resource planning system on a disc.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could use that, couldn't we, Chuck?
Oh, yeah.
What's your other point that I'm sure is going to be as lame as the other ones you've made?
Hey, listen. How about this?
Yeah.
You have to recover from damage done by Bernie.
98.1. The Peak is WPEK, Seneca, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson for news, talk, and sports on FM.
CNN Radio News. I'm David Hull. Former White House intern Monica Lewinsky's mother is the key witness before special counsel Ken Starr's Washington grand jury. Marcia Lewis reportedly was her daughter's confidant in matters pertaining to her alleged sexual affair with the president. Monica Lewinsky is scheduled to appear before the panel tomorrow. A former White House security agent claims that he has firsthand knowledge of at least one Lewinsky visit to the Oval Office. Details from CNN Radio's Bob Franken in Washington.
The Secret Service agent Louis Fox, who is retired, talked to the Washington Post and said he can't remember exactly when, but sometime in the autumn of 1995. He was, in fact, on guard outside the president's office when he allowed Monica Lewinsky in at the president's direction for about 40 minutes when they were alone. White House staffers, by the way, say that just doesn't ring true, although they don't absolutely deny it, saying that there are highly placed staff people usually who rigidly control who has access to the president. It would not be left in the hands of a uniformed Secret Service guard, they say.
Special counsel Ken Starr refused to comment on Fox's remarks. 2 gold medals for the United States Olympic team in Nagano. Johnny Mosley finished first in the men's freestyle moguls. Peekaboo Street skied in ahead of the field in the women's Super G.
I've always dreamt of winning a gold medal. It's been something that I looked at my father when I was 10 and told him I wanted to do. And I didn't expect it in the Super G at all. I knew I was capable of skiing well in the Super G and being in the top 3, but I knew it would take everything, every last little bit of what I had, and I skied with that today.
Canadian skateboarder Ross Ribliati has his gold medal lifted for a positive marijuana test. Team spokesman Sylvie Bigross says an appeal's in order.
We have technical experts that have said that his statements are quite consistent, that there are studies that prove that you can be in an environment where there is marijuana being smoked and still have trace samples of...
This is CNN Radio News.
Excuse me, I know you're a very busy woman and don't have time to consult with me. Your brain! But this is important. Remember hearing about Oki data printers? Well, you want one. They make a complete line. Inkjet, dot matrix, laser class, and they have that 800 help number, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not that we'll ever need it. They're about as reliable as you get, which is more than I can say for some people in whose body I am trapped.
To learn more about Oki data, call 1-800-OKI-TEAM.
Tom Chappell on what makes the difference in Tom's of Maine natural toothpaste.
Tom's toothpaste is an exciting difference from what's on the market because it is something from natural sources. And it does work. The teeth get really clean. They are getting the protection of fluoride. So we're not asking anybody to give up anything at Tom's of Maine. We're asking people to think differently.
Josh Young in the March issue of George magazine that just before his film Primary Colors began filming last April, the actor was in Washington promoting Scientology. The day after his appearance before Congress, Travolta met with President Clinton, who told him, quote, "Your program sounds great," adding, More than that, I'd really like to help you with your issue over in Germany with Scientology. The president referring to that country's refusal to register Scientology as a religion because the government there considers it a radical cult. Travolta says, quote, I was waiting for the seduction that I had heard so much about. And after we talked, I thought, bingo, he did it. Scientology is one issue that really matters to me. President Clinton then appointed National Security Advisor Sandy Berger to be the administration's point man on Scientology, and Berger then briefed the actor. The White House last night said, however, that was perfectly normal and logical because it's a human rights concern. As for the finished film, Primary Colors, Travolta says, quote, you would have to be dead not to see that the film favors Clinton. And why are you snoring?
Well, because I'm not. It's Bernard, because this is just tedious news. Do you have anything about Iraq?
News? Yes, I do.
Okay,
we're getting
about
to
the Asian
that.
money markets, about
the New York Post put it on the front page.
I understand that, but we don't care about it. We don't care. No. Well, you're not here to read news items out of the New York Post about John Travolta and Bill Clinton. We don't care about that. I mean,
Sandy Berger is briefing him.
Just say yes, I man.
Yes, I man.
That could be an item somewhere down in the news.
Well, that was somewhere down in the news.
We have Secretary Cohen. He's in
Yes, we
Moscow.
do.
We talked to Ed Rabel this morning.
We do.
That whole thing's about to blow up.
Yes,
we're going to start murdering millions of innocent Iraqis because we have a policy. We can't go kill this one Iraqi. We need to know about those kinds of things. We want to know if you got any more semen on something. That's what we want to know.
Monica Lewinsky's mom's going to the hospital?
Yes. Are they taking a rubber hose to Marsha Lewis? That's what we want to know. We don't care about John Travolta. He's a nice guy. And Bill Clinton. And fat Sandy Berger. We don't care about him.
Not at all.
We don't care if we've got him in a pile. Well, that's then we would care. If we have him in a semen-soaked pile, then that's what we want. If you don't,
Ewing and Keyshawn Johnson.
If you don't have an item of clothing with semen on it in your newscast, we're not interested.
No, not at all.
Go make a movie.
Now, don't start crying or anything.
I'll leave out that Princess Diana.
Or some. Yes, we don't care about that.
Okay.
Or some dead Iraqis or something. We want that. All right, what's going on?
All right.
We can even go for a Tom Friedman Czech Republic thing.
Sure. Well, let's go back to Marsha Lewis in the wheelchair.
All right, let's do that. Let's get her. We had her in a wheelchair yesterday. Let's get her in an ambulette today.
As Claire Shipman told us earlier this morning, Monica Lewinsky's mother, Marsha Lewis, may be back for a third grueling day of testimony before a Washington grand jury today. Then again, she may not.
Just in time for the Oscars.
Lewis left the courthouse in tears yesterday after being questioned.
The good mom she was, too.
The girl did look a little distraught when she was walking out of there, didn't she? God,
what a bad Ken Starr.
But I mean,
what's he doing to me?
You can't be dragging a girl's mother down there. I mean, come on.
A nurse had to be called during the testimony yesterday when Lewis collapsed, could not go on. A wheelchair then brought in. But Marsha Lewis, trooper that she is, was able to walk out of the courthouse.
Oh, thank God.
Her lawyer, Billy Martin, says don't expect any comments until his client's testimony has been completed.
She will not be making a statement today. She does promise the press that she will make a statement when she concludes her grand jury testimony. She has not done that, and she will not come out until she's concluded. She will take no questions today, and I thank you.
That's not funny. It's really disgraceful. It is. I mean, I'm all for getting to the bottom of to find out who wrote this memo and whether the president lied or not. I doubt that he did. But I don't know. Come on.
We're searching for the truth.
I know that, but
whether it exonerates or incriminates.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't think you can be dragging the girl's mother down there.
Well, like it's Donna Reed thing. Well, good job, Mom. When your daughter's in the White House, putting God knows what in her mouth. How did you raise this girl?
Well, we don't know anything about.
A drama teacher. I mean, were you ever home?
That's a good point. But I don't know. It's making me a little uncomfortable. Except that it isn't about. I mean, if you listen to people like Paul Begala and Charles Grodin, separated at birth. I mean, it just didn't start as an investigation into the president's sex life. I know they'd like you to think that, but that's not the case. So it's like Watergate was not about breaking into Larry O'Brien's office over at the Watergate Hotel. That's not what it was about. So this is about this phony document. William Safire is writing about it this morning. It's about we have Monica Monica Lewinsky on tape.
Idiot.
Trying to talk Linda Tripp into lying in the deposition that she was scheduled to give in the Paula Corbin Jones case. Now, whether you think the Paula Corbin Jones case is valid or not is irrelevant. We've already decided, the Supreme Court and everybody's already decided that she can go ahead and sue Clinton. So whether we think that's appropriate or not is not important here.
Could I make a point that's really been bothering me? It really has been bothering me.
You can at your own risk.
All right.
Go ahead.
I mean, how dumb could this Monica Lewinsky be, or how out of the loop that she didn't know that Linda Tripp was labeled a troublemaker by everybody else at the White House? Oh, let me tell her everything. I mean, is she stupid?
I don't know that she was. I think she was labeled a troublemaker by people like Paul Begala and Hillary Clinton.
Sure.
We don't know that she was a troublemaker.
No, we don't know that she was, but wouldn't Lewinsky know that this is somebody that...
Get out of the studio.
I don't know. It's just a point.
Go out in the newsroom and type
done.
up another newscast.
Yes, sir.
And try to forego more stories about John Travolta and Bill Clinton. I don't mean to be mean to you, but I want you to go out.
Swallow the whole bottle of Prozac.
Go out and take a whole handful of whatever you're taking.
I've got a razor blade right here.
And try to settle down. Don't shake too much, and come back in and read the news the next hour. Thank you very much. Jane Messler here on the Imus and Morning program, my little friend from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is 20 minutes till the hour. What did we hear from Senator Domenici's office yesterday, by the way?
We hear that the senator would like to postpone his appearance on the Imus in the Morning program.
And do we have any reason why?
He's not too keen on talking about the sex scandal. And
but the other issue is not a problem?
Well, according to them, it's not, no.
Oh, okay. Because if it is, the senator's going to hear about it from now on.
Yeah, okay.
So, it is 20 minutes till the hour. Brain with sports coming up.
My hobbies in life, what? Sex, money, and murder. From your bitch, run up, want money from the crack. Death is a fact. Murder is a hobby. Murder is a hobby. Murder is a hobby that I have since way. I live this is the way I live. Pain and torture, believe in life. Sex, money, and murder.
Imus in the morning. 98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Gentlemen, it's time to pay attention to a good woman. As a woman, I can tell you that if you want to be tops on our list at Valentine's, then you have got to be creative in expressing your love. Candy? Passe. Lingerie? Oh, no. Give us the delicate, the wonderful, a gift that stimulates body, mind, and spirit. The gift of love from Vandiver's Rejuvenation and Wellness Center in Greenville. Vandiver's will help you plan the perfect Valentine's Day gift. Choose from dozens of rejuvenation treatments and customize that perfect package just for her. A day of romance and rejuvenation from Vandiver's will make you a hero. The woman you love will be pampered with a full body massage, an Avita botanical facial, a manicure, pedicure, herbal shampoo and style, cosmetic application, and lunch served on their beautiful sun porch. A gift that will get you a Valentine's reception that you want and no waiting in line. Call Vandiver's now at 271-8402. They can take your credit card over the phone and have your package ready to pick up before the important day. Time and tides wait for no man, and neither does the perfect gift. Call today, 271-8402.
98.1 The Peak. It's now 7:41, and here's Shannon Campbell with this morning's Peak Traffic Watch.
Good morning, Jake. Well, we've got one accident, unconfirmed. Two cars collided here, Highway 29, the bypass there, just in front of Walmart in Anderson. You'll need to watch out around the area as traffic is congesting there. And that's the check on the streets. I'm Shannon Campbell for the Peak Traffic Watch.
Thanks, Shannon. Upstate weather from the Peak for today, partly sunny with a high near 60. Tonight, increasing clouds and a low in the middle 30s. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy early, then clearing skies and a high in the middle 50s. In Greenville right now, it's 43. Spartanburg is at 43. And in Anderson, it's 46. I'm Jake Whitman on the Upstate's News Leader, 98.1 The Peak.
Lorraine Harding Real Estate of Seneca offers a wonderful opportunity in commercial real estate. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to move your business to a great location and strategically position it in the economically booming Oconee County. This building is a marvelous find with its unique attention-getting, multifaceted design. The easily adaptable wood frame floor construction and low maintenance make this an ideal location for a doctor's office, an accountant's office, maybe even a real estate office or an independent retail location. You not only get a lot of square footage for the money, but you also get the advantages of its prime radio station road location near the hospital. Now's your chance to establish your business in one of Oconee County's most desirable areas. For more details on what it takes to purchase this gem, call Lorraine Harding. Her number is 653-7653. That number again for Lorraine Harding, 653-7653.
You drive your car, you paid for your car, you need your car, but if the unexpected happens, why let somebody else choose who repairs your car? Autograph Color and Collision is an independent, state-of-the-art body repair facility, specializing in body repair and painting for both import and domestic models. Some insurance companies strongly suggest particular repair shops that only discounts to the insurance company, not you. These discounts could mean shortcuts on repairs, and shortcuts mean inferior quality. Autograph Color and Collision doesn't offer discounts to insurance companies. Instead, they offer you the highest quality parts and labor available. Autograph is recognized by all major insurance companies and exceeds all their stringent repair requirements. Their technicians are factory trained and ICAR certified and are ready to assist you. Who's driving your car anyway, you or your insurance company? Autograph Color and Collision, 563 Woodruff Road, 1 mile off the Motor Mile, or call 297-4068. If we could only sign our work.
Gentlemen, it's time to pay attention to a good woman. As a woman, I can tell you that if you want to be tops on our list at Valentine's, then you have got to be creative in expressing your love. Candy? Passe. Lingerie? Oh, no. Give us the delicate, the wonderful, a gift that stimulates body, mind, and spirit. The gift of love from Vandiver's Rejuvenation and Wellness Center in Greenville. Vandiver's will help you plan the perfect Valentine's Day gift. Choose from dozens of rejuvenation treatments and customize that perfect package just for her. A day of romance and rejuvenation from Vandiver's will make you a hero. The woman you love will be pampered with a full body massage, an Avita botanical facial, a manicure, pedicure, herbal shampoo and style, cosmetic application, and lunch served on their beautiful sun porch. A gift that will get you a Valentine's reception that you want and no waiting in line. Call Vandiver's now at 271-8402. They can take your credit card over the phone and have your package ready to pick up before the important day. Time and tides wait for no man, and neither does the perfect gift. Call today, 271-8402.
All of the news worth talking about. You'll hear it on 98.1 The Peak. WPEK. News, talk, and sports on FM.
Imus in the Morning, 2020 Sports with Mark Breen.
Nagano, the 1998 Olympic Games, a huge day ahead as the men's figure skating is officially underway.
Beautiful triple Lutz. As Paul mentioned, the nicest one so far in the competition. And he is by far the finest spinner.
Excellent position, nice extension of the free leg, good display of flexibility there, getting his head right down onto his knee.
Sandra Bezic and Paul Martini with the call on CBC TV. The
man,
men's...
you got to wear a body condom just to listen to that.
The men's short program.
Any gerbils tumble out of their tights?
A test of agility.
That's it.
She hung up.
She is.
Yeah, unless she's not on three.
Cecile works in an agency that sends people out to care for elderly folks, right?
Right.
And she really has a personality much like Homie the Clown. Remember the old Kid and Ivory Wayans thing?
And the people who work for are like Latrell Sprewells of the world without basketball talent.
And they go out and they choke people and stuff. We're going to talk with Jim Miklaszewski. He's at the Pentagon, see what he's doing. Some people are drawing some comparisons between the Sergeant Gene McKinney trial and the allegations being made against our president, Bill Clinton. And Mr. Miklaszewski can also tell us about Iraq. And then we'll talk with Jonathan Alder from Newsweek magazine. Jane Messler's here. She's our news editor, but Charles is sick again. And although I talked to him last night, he was fine.
What?
I talked to him several times last night, he was fine.
Meaning that he's lying this morning?
No, I'm just reporting the facts. I spoke to him 2 or 3 times last evening, as late as 9 o'clock Eastern time, and he was fine.
It sounds like you're implying something.
You can infer something. I'm not implying anything.
Just sounds like it.
I guess. So, Jane's here looking like a deer caught in the headlights. So, and Bo Dietl and Joey Pots and Pans are here. Come on in, you guys.
Yeah.
They're here to review movies. Was Joey with you? Just you? Oh, he is coming. Okay. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How you doing this morning? You're very good, Jane. I've been listening to you all morning. I think you've been excellent.
Suit's a little tight on you, isn't it?
No. Check these out.
What? They're going to show me. Well, these new cowboy boots. Where'd you get those?
That joint you told me.
McGreedy and Schreiber.
Yeah.
Did you go over there?
Look at the head on it.
$1,500.
Look at the head on it.
I see that, Bo. Well, Bo and Joey are coming up a little later this morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to review which movies?
We're going to be Wag
the Dog.
The Dog and the Boxer.
I'm Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak is WPEK Seneca.
It's 36 minutes past the hour. And here now on the Imus Morning program, our old friend Rock Newman. Mr. Newman will be hosting a radio program here this evening at WFAN New York from 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And his guest from 7 to 9 Eastern Time will be O.J. Simpson. Now, yesterday, Mr. Newman went on the air. And did you call Francesa? Were you mad at Francesa or what?
Yes.
Oh, he was kidding.
He says today that he was kidding. It certainly didn't sound as if he were kidding yesterday. It sounded as if he was just wrong.
You're a fat baby.
You said that I'm coming on from 6 to 10
Whatever it is.
today.
Yeah.
That will be after I leave the Justice of the Peace around 4 o'clock. Mike Francesa and I will be marrying.
We'll be doing what?
We'll be getting married at 4 p.m.
Well, no, but I mean, I do have a feeling he was kidding you.
Maybe he was. I certainly didn't take it as kidding.
You're a fat baby.
Excuse me?
You're a fat baby.
And you're an old idiot.
Well, we already know that.
It's going to get dark tonight.
So, hey, listen.
Yes.
You know who Bo Dietl is?
I know Bo well.
Okay, Bo wants to ask OJ a couple of questions tonight. Can he come on with you?
No.
Don't you turn into some O.J. Simpson butt boy tonight, Rock.
Imus?
Yeah, we're taping you tonight, by the way.
There are some things that a lot of people have told me about your butt that we don't want to talk about now. One thing I won't be is an O.J. Simpson butt boy.
All right, Rock Newman tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on WFAN in New York, and he'll be talking with O.J. Simpson. He claims he's not going to be a butt boy, and
we'll find out.
Well, was Rock really angry or not? No.
Well, I think he was angry.
He was.
He demanded an apology last night.
Well, yeah, but...
And Francesa claims he was kidding.
Did he sound like he was kidding? Did we ever get the tape I wanted?
We have not found it.
See, what I like to do here is get these feuds going between the people who work at the radio station. We've actually had people. We have created a situation at this radio station where people have quit.
That's right,
haven't they?
Yep, refused to work with each other.
I have created situations where they have refused to work with each other. We've created a couple situations where people actually broke contracts rather than work here and endure, just kidding around. Meanwhile, everybody beats me like I was a rented mule.
Yep, and enjoys it.
And do I ever complain? Never.
Nah, of course not the I-Man.
Anyway, my friend Bo Dietl is here.
All I can say real quick, Don.
Mr. Bo Dietl this is not an exaggeration, Mr. Bo Dietl was a hero cop.
Yeah.
When he was a New York City homicide detective. And he and some other guys whose names Bo forgets conveniently, but no, it's not true.
No.
But they broke some of the biggest cases in the history of New York City. Now, Bo may sound like some goofball, but he's not. And he heads one of the most successful private investigation firms in the country, specializing primarily in corporate stuff, not any juicy sex stuff, but I guess maybe they could get into that. And his friend Joey Pots Pans is here, and he's a guy who's some mogul, has a bunch of money, and makes wrinkle cream.
Once in a while.
And Fred's Hot Stuff is on sale at all Duane Reade drugstores for $4.29 a jug. God, what a bargain, Joe.
I'm telling you, it's a big deal.
Man, that's great, because you can get it at, for example, ShopRite or Stop and Shop for $3.50.
Hey, listen, $100 a foot.
I'm just kidding around. So anyway, the guys are here. So what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say the last time I saw Rock Newman, I was sitting with the Athletic Commission, the New York State Athletic Commission, when he beat that white boy silly with his cellular phone on his head. And I just wanted to ask a couple of defining questions to Mr. OJ, man.
Rock did not hit the guy with a cell phone.
Well, I mean, he was the instructor, Tate, and that's acting in concertation.
The guy tried to break the cell phone with his head.
Yeah,
that's the story we're going.
That's the story we're going.
It's outrageous, Imus.
I can't understand. I love the idea about Rock having OJ on there, but if Rock had a little ballitation in his pants, he would have me on the show. Where I can ask some real homicidal questions, like about the first dropitations of his blood before they even had him in custody.
Not to defend Rock.
Okay.
But I don't think that's the premise under which he booked O.J. Simpson, is to answer questions from you.
What are we going to Are we going to whitewash it?
No, I think you got to be fair. I mean, I think he asked O.J. Simpson to come on. Now, if Rock has any guts, we'll find out tonight. But he may not have. But I don't think you could expect Rock to let a lunatic like you come in the studio.
I happen to like Rock Newman very much,
Rock.
and I think he's very good. He's good on the radio, and he's good to replace the tape the other people there.
Well, that's fine, but we'll see. We'll see how Rock, because we're going to tape it tonight, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
And we will have excerpts tomorrow that y'all can hear all over the country.
See if they'll be doing movie reviews with OJ. Or
Anyway, do you guys, Mike, do you know Bo Dietl?
Of course I do.
Okay, Mike Breen, Bo Dietl.
Hi,
Bo.
Mike Breen.
Joey, what is your real last name, Joey?
DeCama.
Joey DeCama.
Hi, Mr. Potts.
That's a real one. Potts is what I'm stuck with here.
Yeah. And Joey's, you ever been in prison?
No.
No, okay.
Absolutely.
Why'd you hesitate when you said that?
Have you ever been indicted?
Juvenile doesn't count. Juvenile prison don't count.
One time I was up at Rails with Bo, and they have a phone. Did they rebuild it to exactly the way it was?
Yeah, they built it really nice.
Okay.
It's done well.
Because all of a sudden Rails got burned down for some insurance citation situation.
No, it's not. No.
It was an accident.
Oh, it was an accident.
There was some veal cutlet Parmesan fryated into the ceiling. That's all.
On Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock when they closed.
And and it was an interesting. It was like being on the set of Goodfellas, being up there, but.
You were
Anyway.
up there twice.
I was?
Twice, yeah. The first time you embarrassed the hell out of me with the chairman of the board of Mutual America. You got on the air the next day.
Because that guy was a loudmouth drunk.
And you called him a drunk the next day.
He was. A loudmouth drunk is what he was. And that's when Judge Torres got mad at me, remember?
Yeah, but Judge Torres is a good man.
Judge Torres is a great man, but Judge Torres, you know what Judge Torres did? It's really irritated me. Here's a guy, one of the finest judges in the history of New York State, right?
Yes, sir.
And this meathead flies off the handle based on something that he thinks I said about him. Hearsay. This is a judge.
I straightened him out.
Do you think
on
the judge called me and asked me? Absolutely not.
No.
The judge got all upset at me. He got upset at me based on something he wouldn't allow in his courtroom.
And that's a lesson for all the children to learn.
Ought to be a lesson for the judge to learn.
Okay.
He only says nice things about you, Don. I had dinner with him.
What's I said about him?
Tell it to Sue.
You know, the last time
What did I say about him?
No, you said nice
The
things.
judge sues.
The last thing you said, he was drinking. The guy don't drink. The guy drinks tea. I mean, you said he was drunk, and the guy didn't.
He
The
looked
guy
drunk
don't
to me.
drink.
What's
He
he
looked
putting in
drunk
the
to me.
tea?
No, he don't drink.
He looked drunk. Maybe he doesn't drink. He looked drunk.
You don't really understand the real reason, Don.
He didn't look drunk.
Why
I'm just
Joe?
kidding.
You know, you don't
He
understand.
didn't look drunk. I was just kidding.
He wasn't drunk.
No,
You
I
don't
know he
drink.
wasn't.
No, he called Jim Fox a drunk.
Oh, absolutely. Jim Fox is a drunk.
God, no, he's dead.
he's
God
dead.
bless his soul.
You
God
idiot.
bless his
Just
soul.
kidding around.
Come on.
Just
Come
kidding
on.
around. God
Wait a
bless Jim
minute.
Fox. I forgot.
One of our greatest
I know
Americans
that.
of all time, Jim
Former
Fox.
head of the FBI office here in New York. I
And
forgot.
I love him. And I
know,
love
we
him
did,
very,
we
very
miss him
much.
terribly.
Yes, we do.
And I just misspoke myself.
Okay,
I
take
forgot
it
that
easy because I still am.
I understand you have your gun with you.
Joey, shoot him.
Joey,
I got it underneath.
Supposed to have a gun, Joey.
Shh, come on now.
You know, the reason why we started to do these movie reviews, Don, very seriously, you know, because every time I would hear a review, I would go to see the movie, right?
You're not having
What are you
a
laughing
stroke,
about,
are
Mike?
you?
I'm not a professional talker, right? Excuse me over there. He's already laughing
Don't
at me.
swear on
Joey,
the radio
shoot him.
here now.
Yeah.
Joey's not supposed to have a gun, Bernard.
Bernard, don't give me up.
All
Bo
I
has the license for the gun. Go ahead.
All I could say is that I used to hear these reviews, and then I go see the movie, and I would think that I'm seeing a different movie than the guys reviewed.
Yeah.
And then they had the Iskell and Skeebit and Rex Reed and all these other swallowations there.
No,
And
I don't think we need that. We don't need to
felt as
go
though
there.
It was important that Joey and
How about Joel Siegel? We like him, don't we?
I was with him at the opening of Cape Man. I like Joel Siegel.
Joel's a nice guy.
Joel
right?
Siegel's pretty good. Yeah, and
He's a good man.
he showed me he had a pen with a light in it. He says, Bo, you got to use this now that you're doing these review-tations.
Okay.
Let's start with our reviews, though, right, Don? Because
Have you seen Cape Man?
I did at the first night. What do you call it? Grand opening.
Yeah, what did you think?
I thought the first half of it really rolled, and then after the intermission, we lacked it. But I'm going to tell you the truth. To be honest with it, in all respect.
You cough right into the mic, Joey. That's
Very good, Joey.
That sounds great.
Sorry, it's not my day job.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I think that it's.
Sorry, Bo.
I think that it's a
Really
very.
great, Joey.
I think that it's Joey.
I didn't do that. That was Bernard.
Pass it along, Joey.
This is not funny.
Joey, don't pass
It's a
win, man.
quarter till the hour. Let me do some spots. We'll be back in a minute.
Hallelujah, if you be my God, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you Daddy, Daddy when you call me out, call me. Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak.
What's up? All right, time now for the Imus the Morning movie reviews with Bo Dietl and Joey Pots and Pans. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Don.
We're going to first start with the two movies. We're going to do Wag the Dog and the Boxer thing. Joey, start your unbiased opinion. Go ahead.
I saw Wag the Dog with a good friend of mine, Adam Taki, and we really liked the movie a lot. It was
Who's a good friend of yours? It's like Pat O'Brien. Who's a good friend of yours?
Everybody's a good friend of yours.
Yeah, I have a great friend. His name is Adam Taki. We go to the movies a lot together.
I talk
and
about
he's
the
a good.
movie,
He's a good. I bounce it off him.
You saw it with a friend
With
of yours.
him, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy was in the movie.
Oh, no.
Oh, well,
he could be in the movies. This guy.
you mean some dope you went to the movies with?
Right.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, it stars Dustin Hoffman. You know, the movie's about a president who fools around in White House.
What is Robert De Niro?
Wait a minute. I'm giving you give me my break
Well,
here.
you say Dustin Hoffman. Robert De Niro's in it.
Yeah, De Niro is in it.
Okay.
And he should skip the comedy part.
And Anne Heist.
Anne Heist.
Heck.
Okay, then
It was very good.
Much
situation.
Let's go.
Wait a minute.
You go to the movies all the time. You think everything's good in the
How was the
movie.
Wait a minute.
Joey?
The movie was a good movie.
sucked.
It had great parts in it.
Let me tell you something.
Dustin Hoffman tried to imitate Bob Evans. That's what he tried to do. He just couldn't do it. It's like
we have news.
He got nominated for an Oscar, didn't
Wait
he?
He did, but it's a sympathy thing. He probably has the gout or something.
The premise of this movie is that they start a war in Albania.
Right.
Like they got no European news bureaus. Like this goes on for a week. They insulted my intelligence again. 1 week they said there's a war going on. You mean to say they'd have that little guy who's what's his name, Arnett? They'd have Arnett over there. That one is getting stuck by
Peter Arnett.
The other guy by Hussein's friend there.
Yeah.
In any case, they take you through this thing, this dreamland plot. And what happens is at the end of the movie, it just drops right off. Robert De Niro did that other stupid movie, that Jackie Brown. Next one he's going to play is in a porno movie because he's going downhill on all these movies.
Nah, he's
I
doing
gave
good.
the thing one frying pan. I said, don't even waste your money and go see this movie. This is terrible. Really garbage.
The Boxer. The Boxer's a great movie.
I liked the movie Wag the Dog.
Well, obviously you have no taste, but go ahead.
I liked it because it's Mike Lynn's movie over at New Line.
Oh, we love Mike Lynn. We love Mike
So
Lynn.
maybe we should have thought about that, Bo, before you decided.
I gave it 3 pots. Mike, I gave it 3 pots.
Maybe, Bo, you have a different feeling about the movie now that it's a New Line movie?
I thought it was had a little entertainment value. But I tell you what, the popcorn I was eating in the movie theater was pretty good. Too.
Okay, we have about a minute left.
All right, The Boxer with Daniel Day-Lewis is an outstanding movie. It's as Irish as Patty's Pig. The Broken
Any
Stick.
movie you don't like.
Joey.
So far, I haven't seen one I didn't like.
What do you put on a pair of panties and go to the movies?
I'm telling you. I only see good movies.
For the first 5 minutes, you say, what are they saying? If they're heavy Irish brogues, couldn't understand a friggin' word.
Baloney.
For the first 5 minutes, you got one go, yeah, man. I didn't understand what words they were saying. But then after a while, when my because I talk a little funny, so sometimes I start to understand.
Right.
Daniel Day-Lewis does play an excellent part.
And
This
Emily
is one
Watson
movie-
plays a good part.
This is one movie that I would recommend to see. Once
So
you
you
get
both
past
like
the
it.
language barrier, this is a great movie. And I think Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the greatest actor they have in Hollywood now. Move over, De Niro.
You gotta give it
Play a
four
skin flick next to De Niro because you've been playing a lot of garbage lately.
4 shillelaghs for this movie. No pots.
You weren't trying to make a deal with Mike Lynn for a one tough cop, were you?
No, we
Because
sold
that's
it.
pretty much out the window.
No, excuse me. We sold it to Carl Icahn and Stratosphere Entertainment. Sold already. So I'm really not going to make a movie in the next year or two.
You don't expect to make one tomorrow, do you?
Joey Pots and Pans and Bo Dietl here in the Imus
All I
Morning
can
program.
say is I want the listeners to really go by our reviews. Now, here we go. We're going to recapitate it a little bit.
We don't
All right?
have any time.
We're going to recap.
We're done. We're out
Forget
of time.
about Wag the Dog. The Boxer is a movie to go
Okay.
see.
I would
Daniel
recommend-
Day-Lewis is great.
I'm recommending Wag the Dog. It's kind of amusing.
Well, I think you should see Wag the Dog. You should bring the receipts into the movie because we love Mike Lynn.
6 minutes till the hour now.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
On Kite and on Jeff Katzenberg and Al Gore hugging each other in the White House or Katzenberg. Almost a perfect mate companion deal.
So have you.
I have?
Absolutely.
No.
Except for, again, like...
No. any argument we've ever had, I don't want to get into it now.
Could you get...
No, let me finish. May I
People
finish?
can already judge from the such just from hearing how you jumped on me just now.
Any argument we've ever had, and we've only had 3 or 4 in 3 or 4 years, has been your fault, and you're the first to admit that, and that's fine.
Well, that's just...
Oh, well, I never said they were my fault.
Well...
I'm the bigger of the two of us, where I will tell you where I should have just not had you suck me into an argument.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Is this something everyone really cares about right now?
Deeply.
No.
Well, what else is happening?
Nothing, honey.
How's your job working out?
It's working out.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Want gourmet? Want specialty? Want an experience in shopping like no other? Well, then McFadden's Market is the place for you. McFadden's Market in Lewis Village is a unique European Old World market for those with an upscale palate. T, Melissa, Caroline, and their staff of expert chefs and bakers are there each day to serve you breakfast and lunch in their cafe. Choose from homemade salads, specialty sandwiches, or try a ready-to-go gourmet dinner like their veggie quesadillas or lasagna. And McFadden's is the only place in the Carolinas to offer fresh New Zealand lamb. McFadden's Market specializes in the exotic, from specialty groceries to unique cookware. Need to send someone something special? McFadden's can put together a wonderful customized gift basket with fresh baked breads, fruits, wine, or any of their gourmet products. It makes the perfect Valentine's Day gift for anyone. McFadden's Market, located in Lewis Plaza on Augusta Road in Greenville, or call 271-1111 and ask about the special of the day. That's 271-1111.
Good morning. WPEK News Time is now 9:26. Upstate weather calls for sunshine for the next few days and mild temperatures. I'm Jake Whitman with WPEK News. The chairman of the State Education Committee says he doesn't want state college scholarship money going to Bob Jones University. Senator Nikki Seltzer says students attending the school should not be eligible for the life scholarships because that school is not accredited. The school has refused to get accreditation because it would mean having to reveal their minority enrollment numbers. Leaders in the state Senate are promising to block the House-passed bill that would ban video poker. The bill cleared the House 86-32 yesterday. It would mean the state would have to stop selling gaming licenses. And
Encore Bookstore on Cloister. What is that?
Cloister, New Jersey.
Cloister, New Jersey. Tomorrow night, Friday night, 6 to 8. Cecile from Jamaica is on the eye line, 1-800-370-IMUS. This is a woman who wanted to have sex with that 14-year-old schoolboy out there, that Mary Kay Latorno, that school teacher in Seattle, was caught in the car at 3 o'clock in the morning. The windows all steamed up with a six-pack of bud on the car seat. Isn't that right, baby? I want some of that. Isn't that what you said?
So, what's wrong with that?
How fat are you, Cecile?
Not very.
Okay.
Not very at all.
Okay.
Keep it real, yo.
All right, shut up, because I'm going to come down there and take care of you.
I bet you will, too.
You know the flavor.
But
Wait, I got something to say.
I wonder why you sound fat.
No. Somebody told me a long time ago. She says, boy, when you laugh from way deep down.
Yeah.
I don't know what all that means, okay? But that's not the point.
Don't you feel a little badly about wolfing on that 14-year-old? That was a horrible situation with that lady out there with that kid in the car.
Obviously, her husband wasn't taking care of his business
come on.
So she had to go out and get a 14-year-old to get her swerve on.
Oh, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
They had 4 children. He must have done something right.
That don't mean nothing. You can jump on somebody and go, and make a baby.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah, I hear that.
She's running a home care agency.
And you're running a home care agency. Jesus, God almighty, man.
Listen here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a big Clinton fan.
Yeah.
But if the man can run the country, let him get his swerve on.
This is not about that. See, this is not you buying into the Paul Begala Who's that nut on CNBC?
Charles Grodin.
Charles, you're buying into that. You're buying into the jive. It's not about that. Nobody cares whether he had sex with this intern or not.
Exactly.
This whole investigation didn't start about that.
Exactly.
Do I have a lot of problems with Ken Starr? Absolutely, but you at least have to be fair about it. There was some evidence that suggested to Ken Starr that Monica Lewinsky might have been influenced by Vernon Jordan, just as Ken Starr suspected Vernon Jordan might have influenced Webb Hubbell when Vernon Jordan...
Vernon Jordan is a pimp. He's Clinton's pimp. So he was getting him women.
Don't you talk about Vernon Jordan like that. What's the matter with you? Let me. You don't even want to hear the facts. See, that's the problem with you. You people don't want to hear the facts.
I know what the facts is.
How much money did Revlon give Webb Hubbell?
I don't care.
$60,000 for doing what? Nothing.
Some money.
Doing nothing. He didn't even put any lipstick on that big butt of his. You know he was somebody's bitch when he was in prison.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now, what do you want?
You got to do what you got to do.
What do you want?
I like Lou's T-shirt. You know what that T-shirt looks like? That's how Betty Curry looked after she testified about Clinton.
Lou's got on a buckwheat T-shirt.
Of course,
Take that jacket off, Lou.
You know what the most disturbing aspect of this whole conversation is?
What is it?
Is that you're able to tell what kind of T-shirt he has on the radio. It is 33 minutes after the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. Here now from Edmond, Oklahoma, is Carol. Good morning, Carol.
Hello.
Man, I hope you got more sense than that other lady.
Well, I hope. And I just wanted to stick up for you with the people that were calling in and acting like you weren't listening to both sides. I think you're doing pretty good.
Absolutely. I've been very fair in this whole situation, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Just because we have a 51-year-old chief executive of this country and they're molesting 21-year-old interns, it's none of our business. And at least if we're going to investigate that, at least we ought to be fair about it. And ought to be some other reason.
Well, I think you've been fair about it. And I do have some things I want to say about it. I used to live in Arkansas for 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first moved there, I worked at a hospital, a local hospital, and I heard little rumors. I was not political.
What kind of rumors did you hear?
Well, I heard that it was back when his mother was accused of
Whose mother?
putting too much medicine in. Someone came in for a knee operation.
Whose mother?
Clinton's.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Clinton's mother someone came in for a knee operation, and she put too much medication and overdosed, and he ended up dying for a knee operation.
Well,
and I was just working down at the information desk, and you know how you hear rumors in places you work.
Sure.
And I didn't think much about it.
What kind of rumor did you hear?
Well, that she did that, and they covered it up.
Oh, that she killed a guy with a knee operation.
Yeah, she put too much medication in his IV, or put the wrong thing, or some kind of mistake.
Oh, I see.
And they covered it up.
That's not good.
No, that was terrible. But, at the time, I thought, well, that's terrible, but I was young and just listened to rumors. You know how you'll listen to rumors in different occupations or in situations.
Sure.
Well, through the years, several things came up, that people in Arkansas, you would hear, not the nation, but just people around the area.
About Bill Clinton?
Yeah. Regarding women, people who had worked on Democratic campaigns, that he was a womanizer.
Yeah.
This is just little people.
Did he ever hit on you?
No, because I never worked in. I was just the rumors that I heard in the 20-some years that I lived in Arkansas. I mean, not on the... And any time something would come out in the paper, boy, it would get squashed really fast.
Well, they've been trying to get this guy since he started, So.
Well, it really has, because Arkansas has... a lot of people talk about a lot of people in Arkansas that want to get him. But what they don't realize is how the country feels right now?
Mm-hmm.
Deny, and you know how all the media and everything, the way he's treating them and the White House is treating them?
Yeah.
Well, people in Arkansas felt like that for 12 years.
Well, the news media and the Charles Grodins and all these other people, and even people far more significant than that, can scream all they want. whether I like it or not, the investigation is going to continue, and we will get to the bottom of this. Whether we should or not is irrelevant. If somebody's lying, if somebody's trying to get somebody to lie, given a deposition and even if it is a civil lawsuit, we got to find out about that.
I think so. Because
also, you ever watch Charles Grodin?
Yes.
Well, he's a nice man. He's a decent.
Yes.
I think he's a moral, decent person, and I've enjoyed him in his films and stuff. But he's naive. He needs to take a high school civics class.
I think so.
I mean, he's on his program last night talking about he thinks that this is some big kind of Gestapo deal where we're going around wiring everybody and looking into their sex lives. That's not what this is about any more than Watergate was about a bunch of Cubans breaking into Larry O'Brien's office at the Watergate Hotel. That had nothing to do with it. I mean, it was what Ron Ziegler said it was. It was a third-rate burglary. What brought down the Clinton administration was lying about it.
Nixon.
Or the Nixon administration, interesting slip, was lying about it. What the president should have said when this whole Monica Lewinsky thing came up was just nobody's business what kind of relationship I had with her. All you need to know is that it wasn't improper, and I didn't ask her to lie. But now he's told us that he looked the American people in the eye and said that he didn't have a sexual relationship with her. Well, he shouldn't have done that if he did, unless he's innocent.
I don't. Because of hearing things when he ran for president, my husband and myself were so shocked because of the reputation and the way he was in Arkansas. And I thought, oh, he'll get in there with the big boys, and they won't allow him to do that. But what I didn't realize at the time was the nation, the United States, doesn't really know. Now they're starting to learn, with all the things that are coming out now. But they don't really know how the grievances of the people in Arkansas, they've been legitimate things that really happened.
Didn't he do a good job as governor?
Not anything better than anybody else, but there was a lot of criminal things that were brought up about him.
Oh, well, now let's not start that here.
But one thing that really I want to tell, I'm in the paper, for instance. I remember reading, this has been way back.
You sound like a troubled woman to the I-man.
Pardon me?
You sound like a troubled woman to the I-man.
No, but
you sound like there's woe in your life, baby. You sound to me like you sound like a medication situation.
I remember reading about the.
You gotta chill out, baby.
That's right.
You gotta lay chilly. Keep it real, girl. That's what I'm saying.
But
I gotta go.
I just want to tell you about what happened
the conversation's
in the
over.
newspaper.
How about your peaches?
This has been like 15 years ago.
Your peaches fuzzy, baby. That's what we want to know. 21 till the hour.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
Tell your mama, tell your pa, gonna see you right now. This so no. Mama, you don't do right.
Imus in the morning. 98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
News, talk, and sports on 98.1 The Peak. It's perfect for listening all day. If you listen at work, wherever you work, at home, your car, or in the office, let us know. Fax The Peak on your company letterhead or anything with your name, your business name, and address to 467-0770 or drop it in the mail. You can also email The Peak at WPEK@mindspring.com. Each Monday during Imus in the morning, we'll choose the Peak Business of the Week. If your name and business are drawn, you'll receive a prize package of gift certificates from area merchants like these: the 858, Minton's Opticians, Big River Brewing Company, Gale's Closet, Henny's, Framing Plus, and the Blue Ridge Brewing Company. This week's winner is Tim Coleman from Regional Acceptance Corporation in Greenville, who says all of his radios are permanently tuned to 98.1. You can't win if you don't.
It's Rumble time on Sports Radio. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. An explosive debut on WFAN Radio in New York yesterday, where new host Rock Newman went on the air for the first time. Newman, the former boxing promoter, said his guest for Thursday night would be O.J. Simpson. So FAN's afternoon host Mike and the Mad Dog kiddingly said the only reason Newman was on the air is because he secured that Simpson interview.
Yeah.
So when Rock finally got behind the mic, he fired back.
Mike and the Mad Dog, I ask you something. What you gonna do, bro? How you gonna handle this? Are you going to do an on-air excuse, or you going to get on the air and turn into Alibi Ike, or you going to whine the management? How you going to clean this mess up now? Now, you were wrong, and you were busted, and I'm calling you out for it.
Whoa. Hey, now.
What exactly does that mean?
I don't know, but it was pretty good.
Some guys show up with bow ties on looking for Chris and Mike.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come out.
Yeah.
Fighting words, but Rock wasn't finished there.
You guys can tell the truth, give all of the facts. There is no rule. There's no rule here that says that you can't tell the facts, that you can't tell the truth, that you can't tell the American people.
Hallelujah.
What really happened?
Well,
you were dead wrong.
First of all, he's got to relax. 4 hours.
What do you mean?
I mean,
First night on the air.
I mean, come
What
on.
you gonna
do? Lighten up.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Knives or guns? What you gonna do?
I'm calling you out.
It's outrageous, Imus.
What's the matter with him?
Rest of the show went fairly smooth. There's another instance.
I think Pete Rose, the leading hit getter of all times, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and we absolutely want to give him the opportunity to talk about that here on these airways. It is time for the sports update.
What happened?
Nothing.
Well, a little rough the first. A little rough the first time out. But
Russ Salzberg's on the air here. Come on. If he can get on, anybody can get on.
The truth of the matter about Rock Newman is this has been going on for several months. Rock called me. I don't know if I can say this or not. I can't say this part. I think it was off the record. But Joel, I can say this part. Joel asked me if I thought Rock would be any good on the radio, and I said I thought he'd be great. And so Rock did some stuff down in D.C., and he was terrific. And then about a month ago, Joel said, do you think we should put him on here? I said, absolutely. And then about a week ago, and Bernardo backed me up on this, this is after Rock had already been made arrangements. And then Joel comes down and says he thinks he can get O.J. Simpson. What do you think about that? Is it all right if we put him on? And I said, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't put him on, but I mean, unless he'd answer questions about whether he murdered these people or not. And I'm not qualified to ask him because I don't know all the facts, But I mean, so I have no interest in talking to O.J. Simpson, in other words. But maybe Rock does. I think it'd be good radio. So that's how that went down. But I don't think...
Rock wants to turn Mike and Chris into Reginald Denny in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean...
for making a silly comment.
But did we hear, Francesa, how they said it?
We have it on tape here.
Oh, let me hear that. I'll tell you whether they were serious or not.
Number one thing about Rock Newman, this is a guy that any radio show on this station could not find for weeks at a time after that brawl that he helped incite at Madison Square Garden during that Galata-Riddick bullfight in July of 1996.
That's true.
Could not find, wouldn't return phone calls, couldn't find. And now he's hosting a couple of shows?
What's wrong with that?
And O.J. Simpson to boot.
I mean, my gosh.
Which is probably why he's hosting a couple of shows.
You hit it, Mike. Right on the
Hey, he got O.J. We couldn't. I mean, I'll be honest.
This is all idiot radio.
But, that's why he's here. Just because he's bringing O.J. Simpson with him.
Well, they're the two of the dumbest white people on the planet.
You got that one, Maggie. Let's be honest.
Or green people, for that matter.
You know it. I know it. Couldn't find him.
Well, we couldn't find Rock either. Rock was in a lot of trouble. Wasn't going to call. I'm not defending Rock Newman, but I was upset with him, too. I thought he was a phony, and he should have come on the air. At least with us, we'd been very loyal to him for 10 years, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
When he was just coming up with Riddick Bowe.
Yep. Right. You're right on the button.
The I-Man was right there with Rock. And Rock, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Right. When Riddick was in the projects, the I-Man
yes,
was there.
and we were supporting Rock Newman, and Rock would not even come on with us after he instigated that riot over there at Madison Square Garden, or certainly played a role in it. So, but that's fine. But but Chris is an idiot. That just because you couldn't find Rock on that's totally unrelated to this.
To putting him on the air.
To putting him on the air. What are you nuts? Well, it didn't sound to me like they were kidding. I'm not taking sides here, and I love Francesa, but it didn't sound to me like they were kidding.
No, it sounded like they had a problem with Rock.
Yes, it sounded like they had a problem with Rock. That's what it sounded like.
Mm-hmm. Now what you gonna do?
Yeah,
what you gonna do?
Now what you gonna do?
Knives or guns?
I'm calling all three of them out now. So I'm sorry y'all around the country can't hear it because it's gonna be great. Except we will have extended excerpts tomorrow on the Imus in the Morning program on the radio around America for about 15 million folks to listen to, and all 200,000 of you on MSNBC.
Some juicy slices.
Yeah, we'll find out where Rock's coming from with O.J. Simpson, because Bo Dietl had the best question, and which O.J. and Johnny Cochran, nobody's ever been able to answer. How did those drops of blood turn up there at the crime scene long before they ever took O.J. Simpson's blood? They found those while he was still in Chicago. So it's clear he murdered these two people, and whether it's Rock's job to
be Paul Begala for him
to get a confession out of him, I'm not sure. So, but I don't think Rock could turn into a butt boy. Do you?
Not for his own sake.
No. Anyway, Mike Breen continues.
At Nagano, the 1980-1998 Winter Olympics, the men's figure skating is officially underway.
Beautiful triple Lutz. As Paul mentioned, the nicest one so far in the competition.
Sure.
And he is by far the finest spinner.
Excellent position, nice extension of the free leg, good display of flexibility there, getting his head right down onto his knee.
What is he doing, going down on himself? Jesus, what are we talking about here?
God bless him.
I mean, Jesus, God almighty.
It's the men's short program.
Excuse the vulgarity, boys and girls, but I mean, to sound a little...
One of the competitors...
troubling today, I mean.
What a disappointing program was Canada's Jeff Langdon.
It's okay, I'm a little disappointed tonight. I really wanted to go out there and put down a clean short program, and I didn't, so I'm disappointed in that. But, I mean, there's Saturday, and I'm just going to give it everything I have. So now I just got to sit and wait and see what happens.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine.
Doesn't sound like your ordinary figure skater.
Well, that could be the reason he didn't go in for speed skating or ice hockey. Maybe he felt this was better suited to where he was coming from. Here's Chuck Berry.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished him well.
Sing your song, baby.
You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell.
Imus in the morning. 98.1 The Peak.
States around the country, some of you may not be able to stay with us, but it sounds to me like the problem with Chris and Mike is that because Rock is a Minister Farrakhan butt boy and a gangster boxing promoter, and
who's currently banned from boxing in New York.
Right, he's currently banned from boxing in New York, and is going to put O.J. Simpson in. That's what the real problem is.
That's what their problem is with.
That's what their problem is with.
Not with us. We cool with that.
No, I mean, absolutely.
We don't want to see guys with bow ties showing up looking to kick up butts.
One of the things I might point out that is Riddick Bowe's not suing Rock for asking him where the money is he?
Mm-hmm. Nuh-uh.
Riddick Bowe's not complaining about being $7 million to the IRS.
Say it on now.
So, did Rock instigate a big riot over there in the Andrew Galata fight with Riddick Bowe at the Garden? Absolutely.
It's boxing.
You know, I mean, God, just look at the tape, you can see that. But does that mean he shouldn't be on the radio? Of course not. We're going to listen tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be right there. Plus, Bernard's going to try to call in. They'll probably try to block the call.
But I'll be all right with that.
Yeah.
Can I speak to O.J., please?
Yeah.
Well. This is Darryl from Bed-Stuy.
Have mercy. Here's Bubba, ain't no job. I will survive.
Never told a lie I couldn't justify or explain away, concocting some lame alibi. For I have spent so many nights doing things I knew were wrong, yet I'm not gone. I'm still around to sing this song, and when they say I'm a disgrace, just bite my lip and slip this real sincere concerned look on my face, cause they could catch me like Marv Albert in a black lace bustier. But so long's the dollar's strong, all of my scandals fade away, can't make me go. I got two more, maybe a scoundrel, but I'm still better than Al Gore. Right-wing conspiracy has tried my reputation to malign each time I fumble. They think they'll get me to resign. Oh no, not I will deny. Thank God for Paul Begala, that boy's keep
98.1 The Peak is WPEK, Seneca, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson for news, talk, and sports on FM.
CNN Radio News, I'm Mary Ellen Hopkins. The grand jury has more questions for Monica Lewinsky's mother, Marcia Lewis. Lewis appeared distraught when she left the courthouse yesterday. CNN Radio's Bob Franken reports it's still not clear when or if Monica Lewinsky will appear.
She was supposed to be here today, subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury. Of course, that's been delayed. One of the reasons, the continuing testimony of her mother, Marcia Lewis. But there is also a court battle. The attorney for Monica Lewinsky, Bill Ginsburg, has said several times he's going to court, one, to try and stop the subpoena, and two, try and enforce what he claims is a written agreement with the independent counsel, Ken Starr, granting her immunity. Of course, Starr says there is no binding agreement.
Ken Starr is also reportedly planning to subpoena Secret Service agents to testify in the Lewinsky investigation. Whitewater prosecutors have made another offer to Susan McDougal, trying again for her cooperation. They say they'll let her testify by videotape instead of in front of a grand jury. McDougal has been in jail for 17 months on contempt charges for refusing a judge's order to answer questions before a grand jury panel. Iraq is standing firm in its refusal to cooperate with UN weapons inspections. U.S. Defense Chief William Cohen in Moscow says despite the buildup of military power in the region, a diplomatic solution is being sought.
The more contact we have, the better. To be able to sit down at a table and to raise these arguments, to debate them in a very civilized and reasonable fashion, that's the essence of diplomacy and the way in which we can bring about a peaceful resolution of very controversial issues.
In Moscow today, the Russian defense minister said the U.S. is not trying hard enough for a diplomatic end to the crisis. Pope John Paul's trip to Cuba may have made a difference after all. The Vatican announced today Cuba has released several dozen prisoners. The pontiff had appealed for their release during his trip to the communist island last month. This is CNN Radio News.
It's the Answer Guy. You're on the air.
Answer Guy. My speakers are huge.
Bigger than a refrigerator with simulated wood grain finish?
That hurts, Answer Guy.
Okay, listen. Go to Radio Shack's half-price speaker sale and save 50% on selected great-sounding Optimus speakers, including award-winning Liniums. Hey, bigger ain't better anymore.
Sounds good.
Or save 15 to 55% on all other models. If it's a speaker, it's on sale.
That rocks, Answer Guy.
Yeah, and they can all fit in your refrigerator. Sale ends 2/22/98.
Radio Shack. You've got questions. We've got answers.
Would you like your child to get better grades? Supercamp can help in just 10 days with long-term proven results. Supercamp is an educational summer program held on prominent college campuses, including Stanford University. Supercamp can increase motivation, self-esteem, and grades. That's because Supercamp teaches skills needed to learn any subject quickly and easily. Skills like quantum reading, writing, and memory. Supercamp has graduated over 22,000 students. Let us help your child. Call 1-800-28-LEARN. That's 1-800-285-3276.
Canadian snowboarder Ross Rebliati is once again wearing the gold. He was stripped of his medal after testing positive for marijuana. He appealed the decision and got back the medal. Two more Americans are wearing medals, Shannon Dunn and Ross Powers, both placed in the snowboarding halfpipe competition. An Austrian snowboarder has been kicked out of the games at Nagano. He hosted a drunken party at his hotel and trashed the room. Austria has apologized to the Olympic Committee. This is CNN Radio News.
Good morning, WPEK News. For sunny skies, but fighter pilots have less